The school started very quickly.
It was a group of veteran education people interested in education reform, a group of artists who were interested in increasing the arts programs locally, and then finally a group of area business people and patrons of the arts who were interested in supporting the effort. And that's really the way the school came about.
As soon as charter school legislation passed, there was a board of community members who had a dream of having an art school for a long time.
The board actually hired me in June of 1999, and that was the beginning of my start. We opened in the following September.
Marty Porter approached me, I owned a drum shop, and he approached me about becoming a teacher for him part-time.
The faculty here are unique. They are creative, energetic, they are heartfelt, emotional. They have a desire to see kids succeed at any cost.
So for me, the faculty is a very diverse group. They come from many different backgrounds.
They love the kids. They have a desire to see the kids succeed, and that's their drive and their passion.
Over a period of time, I think we established ourselves in the first 3-4 years as an organization that wanted excellence and strived for excellence.
I think that TSA is a place where all the artists can just get together and realize that they're not the only ones.
This school is an outlet of expression.
TSA nurtures my talent, and they let you grow in such a way that it becomes perfection.
TSA is going to be a place that will allow kids to not only grow in an art form, but if they haven't decided one yet, this school definitely lets kids explore various art forms.
TSA has given me a lot of opportunities that I wouldn't have at a public school or anywhere like that.
I would say that there is a huge community at this school.
It's a big family. Everybody's friends with everybody.
We have 4 basic areas of major. We have music, dance, theater, and visual arts, but in each of those there are subcategories. So you may be a singer, you may be a pop musician or a jazz player, or you may play in a traditional band or orchestra. Those are all areas of the music department. If you look at visual arts, we have everything from graphic design to drawing and painting to ceramics. So we have and photography, so we have quite a broad visual arts program as well. In theater, you can work either the technical side of theater or the acting side and the directing side. And then in dance, everything from introductory choreography experiences to dance fitness in terms of training in yoga and dance conditioning, as well as becoming a performer in the dance area as well.
I began dancing at the age of 7 when my mom bribed me to start taking dance classes, and after about 2 weeks it just took off from there.
My mom said that ever since I was little, I've always been drawing. One of the first things that I picked up was a crayon.
I was very young when I started going to practice with my dad. I would go to practices with my father on occasion when I didn't have school the next day. He was a trumpet player and played in all kinds of bands when he was younger, and I just thought it would be cool.
I got into dance when I was about 4 years old, and like every girl, I wanted to be the ballerina with a pretty princess.
Originally I was a music major for freshman and sophomore and junior year, but I just switched to visual arts major this year, but I've been taking photography for 3 years now.
My dad brought home a dollar store video about how to be a dancer, and I watched it until the tape broke, and then my parents enrolled me in dance lessons when I was 4.
I started painting my freshman year here. I'd always seen art in the museum and things like that, but I'd never really tried it out for myself. But I came here and I started with Miss Liz Hayes, and she really opened the door for me to go into like watercolor and oil painting. She taught me a lot.
I'm passionate about theater because I like being someone other than myself. I like being able to get up there and totally change who I am without actually changing myself.
I like theater because I like to get on stage, entertain people, make people laugh, like just a relief from a regular day life.
I was really interested in the arts, and the school I went to previously was cutting their art programs, so it just seemed to work out perfectly. It just seemed like almost like it was supposed to happen.
It's always been with me. I've always liked drawing. I've always liked painting. I've always just loved doing visual arts in any way or form.
My inspiration comes from people. And of course, I mean, things like family and friends, but not even just that. It could be anybody from a man buying a sandwich at a deli to a woman picking up change on the corner of the street. It doesn't matter who it is, but I'm inspired by people. I practice my talent outside of school by dancing nearly 5 hours after school every day.
It makes me feel better that I'm not the only one who dances over excessively.
Just all the people are really into what they do and like their arts, and everybody's very focused and like they have a certain drive.
Here, they're free to be them. They're free to be themselves, they're free to express themselves. And I believe that that really does take a lot of stress off those kids.
I express myself through my music, which represents my personality.
Is that I get a different teaching style.
The different way that the teachers construct your classes, they let you focus more on your art.
The academics here are one of the few reasons why I ended up here. The school's academic record was way beyond even where I was at the time. I think that's what is so special about the school, is that I can pursue an arts career, but I also can keep my academic grade just in case I have to fall back somewhere.
What we attempt to do is to create an honors academic program in every one of our classrooms. In other words, we do not diversify and have honors classes or divide them out. We believe every one of our classes should be that, and we aspire to have high standards in every art studio and in every academic classroom.
I have always been a little bit of a slacker, so she thought that maybe this would help me bring up my grades if I went to a school doing something I love, as well as getting a good education, because there are great academics here as well as a great art program.
A common misconception is we're just a school of people who do art. We have amazing, talented people up and rising in this school, and yes, we focus on our education. Our education is very important to all of us.
When I'm in our academic classes, we always integrate. We rarely ever sit in front of a board and take notes.
Creatively, I like to think I give them plenty of experiences for my students to grow artistically here in the classroom. As often as possible, I like to assess them based on achievements that they can make, really experiencing their knowledge of content through creating rather than a paper pencil test.
Those of you will learn best by moving and dancing. Marissa, you're a dancer, right? Makes sense. You'll put this stuff together easier if you can figure out motions.
One of the key aspects of teaching social studies at TSA is how to incorporate arts into that in meaningful ways. And so throughout the year, we do several projects that highlight different areas of art integration. And so we'll highlight swing dancing in the Roaring 20s or photography in the Civil War, and to really kind of connect what students are doing and learning in their arts classrooms and make that clear connection to classes like social studies.
I've always intended and thought that my method towards teaching would include a lot of art and a lot of creativity, those kinds of opportunities for children. So I knew that this place would allow, TSA would allow me to use those kinds of venues instead of just teaching to test all the time.
American and world studies both really kind of connect with the arts in a really meaningful way. Social studies is kind of the story of the arts, and vice versa. They very much play off of each other, and there's some really valuable interaction where students can make connections between what they're learning in the classroom and the world that we live in.
Just the fact that we can mix our art in with our education just makes it all that much better, because it's just a way to become ourselves. It's a way to show ourselves. We don't have a guideline. We take it off the rubric and we make it bigger and better.
Nothing cooler than having to do dance steps for mitosis, right?
Well, I kind of credit my photo teacher for teaching me everything I know, because I know a lot more now coming here and doing this photography program.
Being involved in teaching, I see a lot of students who are very, very talented, but that's not enough. You have to be talented and show up to an audition or an interview or a gig or whatever. And when students get opportunities like that, I impress upon them that I'm looking for them to do a good job. And I think it makes a difference in them knowing that there's an adult around who it really matters to them that they succeed.
Remember the day that we met. You were painting out our life to make the grade. Don't you know? I thought I could make the same. Don't you know? I'm sorry.
You know, our alums, I think, are kind of a microcosm of the world of art.
Some are in the industry. One gentleman danced on Broadway for quite a while, toured with Wicked. A lot of people are in the business in various areas.
And what, as teachers, we're trying to do is teach them not just discipline, but professionalism. People in the industry consider them professionals.
I think what motivates me to keep going is the assumption that I've always wanted to dance professionally. I don't think it was ever a question, did I want to dance? It was always, I am going to dance.
I'm still deciding, but it's probably going to be in the medical field, like animal sciences, but I'm always going to pursue the visual arts and music and everything.
I would like to be a teacher and also teach dance on the side. This school definitely helped me be a teacher because I have very strong academic teachers.
After I graduate, I plan on attending Full Sail University and going into show production.
I would say that I definitely want to take music into my future. Maybe not as much as a profession and never going to college or never putting myself out there and just thinking that I'm going to get to work from bar to bar every night. And I think it'd be a very fun lifestyle, but I definitely want to get my academic life straightened out and go to college, get a degree and things like that. And I always want to have this as a part of myself. I don't want to put it away.
After graduation, I plan to attend some sort of arts college to major in dance, go into professional dancing, and then after my body wears out, eventually go into architecture.
I don't plan to major in theater in college, unfortunately, but I plan to minor in it and get my Bachelor in Fine Arts in it. Before that, I want to get my biology degree and be a marine biologist.
Well, of course, I would still like to pursue my painting as more of a hobby, but through being here and being with the teachers and such, I've decided that I want to be a creative writing major and that I would like to write as a job, be an author.
Photography is what I want to do as far as my career. I want to have my own studio and then work for different magazines as fashion photographer, because that's where I'm most interested, is fashion photography. And so I plan on opening my own studio someday, and then maybe a magazine publishing for as long as possible.